Hi, I am. This is my first time doing this. Okay. So I can see where I'm supposed to see if someone actually comes on. Let me open up my chat box. I see that I have someone here. So I'm using a new streaming system that I have never used before. So just bear with me. This is actually the 9th week of Trigger Tuesdays. Yay. But today I'm using a new platform, and I'm also coming live on Facebook, which I never do. I love Instagram and Twitter, and I spend most of my time on Instagram. And Trigger Tuesdays has been live every Tuesday at 9 p.m. for the past 8 weeks, with the exception of yesterday because of Blackout Tuesday. So here we are with Trigger Tuesdays on a Wednesday because there's so much going on in the world that I felt really compelled to come to you all and do a Wicked Wednesday, a Wicked World Wednesday edition. It's something I just made up yesterday because I'm like, okay, there's no way I'm waiting an entire week before I go live and talk to y'all about some of the things. And I'm just going to warn you right now, if your children are around, you might want to put on a headset. If you have an issue with vulgar language, you may just want to log off now because, this is Trigger Tuesdays. Even though it's Wednesday, like I said, this is my 9th week. It's Trigger Tuesdays. These are topics that that I find triggering. So typically what we do on Instagram, I have my fishbowl here that I just pull topics out and we talk about it. And these are topics that I just go over, not that I go over during the week. It's like I could be talking to someone, I could be watching a TV show, something could happen on the street, and I'm like, you see? That's a trigger topic. Anytime you make that face where you're like, see, she gonna make me. Anytime you feel like someone's about to make you, that is a trigger topic. So welcome. So let's get right into it. First topic of the day. Before I do that, I'm going to actually open up my personal chat, not my live chat, because like I said, this is my first time going live on Facebook with this new platform, and I'm not really sure if it's working. So anyone who's watching, if you want to just go ahead and drop a comment, or even if it's a private chat, just let me know that you can hear me and see me properly. I'm pretty confident that you all can hear and see me properly, but I just want to make sure. So, okay, let's go ahead and get into the first trigger topic, which is why the videos and posts of white officers kneeling in front of Black people crying really, really irks me. Like, it doesn't irk me, it irks the shit out of me. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because here's the thing. Y'all had 400 years to get shit together. It wasn't until Black people beefed up and some other folks who are trying to make it seem like we're out here looting, but we're not, put a little bit of fear in you, and now you want to get on one knee. Bullshit. I would like to see something continue past one moment. I also would like to just ask Black people, not even ask, because like, I don't want to put any pressure on us. There's so much pressure on us. I'll just tell you, for me, I am looking for policies. I don't even give a shit if you get on your knee. Like, to be honest, I don't really get on my damn knee. I want to see policies. I want to see what you do when no one is watching. I want to know that you have called to check on your Black friends. That's what I want to know. This whole let me post something because it's socially acceptable right now is social bullshit. bullshit to me. Okay, get off your knees, get on your computer or your cell phone, call your local congressman, ask for a policy. They are out there. Get on social media. Look up these hashtags. Make a difference. But what I don't want to see, and let me rephrase that. It's cool. I'll look at it. Y'all down there kneeling. That's cool. But what are we going to do 5 fucking minutes from now? What are we going to do? When you get off your knees and you're like, hey, look at me. I did something. Now what? Next topic. If you guys want to chime in, I have a comment. Yay. Oops, wait, hold on. Okay, I have a comment. Let me just, we can see and hear you. Thank you, Eva. All right, so I'm going to keep moving along. Like I said, it's my first time going live on Facebook, and I'm not live straight through Facebook. I'm using, you guys can probably tell, I'm using something a little extra on the side. So so far so good. If there are any issues, if for some reason you can't hear me or see me, please go ahead and drop me a comment in the comment section or a private chat. If you are a close friend and you're texting me, I don't know if you hear it, but my phone's all the way over there. And yeah, I don't know what's going on. So I'm going to try to get through these because there's an after party on Instagram at 9, which is our regular time. So next topic. Okay, so this one might rub a few people the wrong way, but I would just like to speak up for my comrades, whatever you call it. I would like to speak up for cis Black women. It's troubling to me as a Black woman that we went from, rightfully so, they're killing Black men and they're slaughtering them and everything that's going on. I don't need to tell you. And if I do need to tell you, like, log off. Don't even be on this show if you don't know what's going on. So we went from not highlighting, because that sounds like it's a positive thing. We went from illustrating what's been happening to Black men for, I don't even know how long, to the plight of the Black trans woman. Now, I understand that both groups have, both groups are under attack. Let's just put it that way. But I would like to point out that we skipped over Black women. And as a Black woman, I would just like to say, yes, there are things, of course, I don't even know what to say about what's happening to Black men because it's so touchy. So I just want you guys to know that I am in no way saying that we should not focus on you. Also, I am in no way saying that we shouldn't focus on Black trans women. But I do want to say that African American women, we don't have a pride coming up. We don't. Half the time we are overlooked in the feminist movement, and even now in this movement, we are at risk of being overlooked. So I just want to add, I just want to put in there, it's interesting to me, and it's also a little triggering that we hopped from Black men, which we should stay there, to Black trans women. I would, for me, I'm like, can we all just be Black? I don't want to get into sexual orientations. I don't want to get into light skin, dark skin. I don't want to get into bourgeois versus ghetto. I just want us all to be Black and focus on the Black experience. And while we're at it, please, let's not forget about the average born genetically Black woman. I said it. I'm sorry. Y'all can do what you want to do. Y'all can try to cancel me if you want to, but someone needs to speak up for Black women. And I just find that what I see in the media, we're getting skipped. And I don't know if it's our fault, and it could very well be. Maybe the Black trans women community, maybe they are just like, yo, let me let you know. Don't. And maybe, the born Black woman, we're not. Is that Adriana? Adriana, are you trying to tell me that you would like to go live with me? Because I see you down here and I'm like, I don't really know what that means because I have 7 people that are watching and there's only 1 person at the bottom who happens to be my bestie. Are you trying to go live with me? Ooh, there's a private chat. Okay, wait, let me see. Hi, mama, I was commenting. Yeah, okay, so I'm just checking my comments. So, okay. So that's what I have to say about that. I want to make sure that the experience of all Black people is understood. I am slightly concerned that it's going to fall into like labeling, like, oh, what about this kind of Black person? What about that kind of Black person? What about a Black person who's mixed? What about Black Lives Matter? That's the fuck it. And if you really want to know, we are so like all over the place in the sense of this complexion, that complexion, this one's from here, that one's from there, because of y'all. So it all goes back to all Black Lives Matter. And we don't need to talk about, for me, I just really don't see how it's helping to say this kind of Black person versus this kind of Black person, because from my perspective, that just creates more division. Like, you Black, we Black. That's it. Next topic. And I'm trying to keep it's like, do you guys remember when you first learned how to drive? You're like, I gotta keep my eyes on so many things. That's how I'm doing right now. But, it feels smooth to me. Next topic. Last time I thought about writing a in case I die note. Now, this is important to me because the best way that I can describe, it's weird because like I'm trying to see which way to turn my head. Anyway, the best way that I can describe what's happening right now between Black people, whatever you want to call us, African American, Black, we're in an abusive relationship with America, period, full fucking stop. And what's interesting, no, not what's interesting, what's important to note about that, I have some experience with abuse. I know several women who have experienced abuse. What I do not know is any abuser who has ever backed the fuck up because you said, oh, please don't hurt me. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. Like no one, the only way you can get an abuser to stop is with fear and fucking force. That's it. It's not a hashtag. It's not a song. It's not a please help me. You cannot. Here's the thing. As humans, we are driven by, how do I put it? We're more selfish than we think we are. And people give being selfish like a bad rap. We think it's like about not wanting to share. It's not selfish, self-centered. We're like, it's all about me. And if I'm not affected, then it's not important. But to kind of wrap up this topic, what I really want to say here is that we need to understand that Black people are in an abusive relationship with America. And to anyone that says, well, why are you burning down this? Or why are you doing that? Or why are you so angry? Let me explain to you. The only way to fucking stop abuse is to fight back and annihilate that shit full throttle. And another thing, I happen to be a political science minor at a fucking white university. And I was the only, every time I looked around a classroom, I was the and you know what? And I just lost like half of my viewers, but that's all right. Deuces. I was the only one. And half the time I looked around the room, it was just me. And I remember studying specifically Machiavelli, who would teach like basically the Prince is what we were reading. If you can try with a group of people or a person to get them to go along with your agenda. This is what the fuck they're teaching them. Your agenda. If they do not acquiesce, then you must annihilate them full and completely. You cannot leave one ember burning, because if you do, they may come back. This is the kind of fucking shit that we are up against. And we are out here talking about, let me pray. You better pray for the strength of the Lord. I'm not even going to go back into more of that commentary, but I think you guys know where I am going with this. You can't fight evil with like, think about think about movies. You know, like there's What's Love Got to Do with It? Black version. Shit didn't get any better, so she beat his ass in that limo. And so let me tell you something, Ike. It doesn't happen with, and it honestly, it comes from rage. And that is where we are. For example, I had a girlfriend of mine say, but why are they burning businesses and why are they doing that? And my response to her directly in text, and after that text, I said, she probably thinks I'm out of my mind. I don't give a shit. This is my family and I will protect it. I said to her, let me explain something to you about, you being so concerned about what they're burning. You don't have to worry about if that could happen to your child because it doesn't happen to your children. You don't look at the news and have fucking anxiety because that person on the floor looks like your uncle, your brother, it could be your child. You don't fucking have to worry about that. So for you to come and tell me, but why are they, bitch? Where have you fucking been? We are beyond the point of negotiation. So what I said to her was, let me explain something to you. I understand that you don't get what's going on because you can't relate. But if something were to happen to my son, the first thing I'm going to burn is my fucking house on my way walking out the door to hunt the person who did it. Period. Full stop. I don't care and I want that shit to be my legacy. For me, I have a very activist spirit. And you guys know that I have been on the front lines of several marches for the past, for over a decade. Since dating myself for well over a decade. And like I said, when I was marching, and I want to show you guys a quick photo. Like I said, when I was marching, I won't be starting a hashtag. I'm and I'm not saying that people who start hashtags, that I necessarily disagree. It's not that I disagree. I just know that there are different types of people. And for me, I know that I like to deal with things in a holistic way so it doesn't fuck with me again. So yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking when I thought the last time I had to sit down, I didn't have to, but the last time I sat down and wrote, in case I die under suspicious circumstances, I did not kill myself. It was because I was in an abusive relationship, and when I thought about that and thought about where we are now, the fuck, we are. Next topic. Okay, so let me go back to just this. Okay. So I've been in and out of social media mostly. And because most of us, I get my information from there. Also because of quarantine, social media is my way of socializing. Thank you to everyone who has joined, who is sticking around to hear me go over some of these topics. It's really important to me, not just because I do Trigger Tuesdays every Tuesday, even though it's Wednesday. It's also important. It's cathartic to me to get a lot of this off of my chest. I can't explain to you the amount of anxiety that I feel. And I can't even imagine how a Black man might feel, but I know how I feel and I do know that, yes, they are coming for Black women, but personally, I feel like not as much. If I were Black men, I'd be a little bit more scared. So what I'm trying to say is I feel a lot of anxiety about it and a lot of fear. And for the first time when I had to put my boy to bed, I'm going to save that for when that topic comes up. So to get back to I got off on a tangent for a second. To get back to the topic that we're on now, I'm seeing a lot of posts, all these posts. Have you checked on your Black friends and neighbors? I can count on my finger how And this is one finger, so let's be very clear. One coworker who has reached out to me directly. One. Now that's a problem. You know why? Because when I go on Facebook and Instagram, I see that everybody has a, I'll never understand. Do you even fucking want to understand? Do you? After you posted that square, because it's socially like required now, because you know that if you don't, you're gonna look like an asshole. And all everybody wants to do is say, I'm not racist, I'm not racist, I'm not racist. It's a fucking broken record. Did you check on your black friends? Did you check on your black neighbors? Because for me, I can count on one finger how many coworkers called and said, are you okay? That is, and I see all these things like I will never understand. I get it, but what is your first step to understanding? Bigger than let me get on this media outlet or that, just fucking call the person next. And I'm sure you know someone who's black. And if you don't, log off. Next topic. Bike lane Karen. Okay, so while I was at the march, I pulled over to the side. Okay, so like the march is in the main street. I pulled over to the side, and I will admit, yes, I was standing in the bike lane. Could I have been like more aware of this being a bike lane? I suppose. But what really caught me is that good old Karen. Beep, 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 beep. Here we are. Now, here's the thing about like with my last post. You out, and I'm sure bike lane Karen probably has her black square up as if it fucking makes a difference. Anyway, back to the story. So I'm standing there and I'm just tying my shoe. You can I have my sign next to me. You can clearly see, I mean, I'm black, my sign, there's a protest. I'm tying my shoe. I would think if I was like Karen, like, oh, maybe this person is part of the protest and has stepped to the side to tie her shoe. We show more fucking respect to people that are mourning whales and lions when they die. The fact that this woman beep, 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 and looked at me when I looked at her, and she looked at me, which always happens, but like I don't really talk about it because it's just what it is. But given that like we are in mourning right now, and you were beeping me to get out of your way, and you're just on a bike, like. And again, I admit that I was in the bike lane, but also at the same time, when people are in mourning, I am fucking respectful, yo. Like, I don't bother you. And also, when people are angry, I don't bother people that are angry. I don't care what you're angry about. I don't care if you're not mad at me. I'm just like, all right. And listen, just fucking listen. But what you don't do is try to disrupt the situation for your agenda. And her agenda was just her bike, but it was still her agenda. She could have easily just gone around, but that to me was just like, here we are. Here we are. We are out here protesting in big numbers, and you don't even have the decency to go 3 inches around. 3. Next topic. This one is interesting because, like, it seems like if you're a black person, let me just put it this way. If you're a black person and you have white friends, are you tired of having them look at you with these puppy dog eyes of help me not appear to be racist? You are. It just is. It's what it is. And it may not be your fault. It may be because of the bullshit in our society. And to be honest, I don't even give a shit. I don't know whose fault it is, but I know that it is. That's what I do know. And also what I know is while I am trying to sort through my own shit and my trauma of like just like growing up as a black person in America, and sometimes I'm not even realizing the effect that shit alone has on you. Like, hold the topic. That'll probably be for the after party on Instagram at 9, where I get real saucy on Instagram. You know what I mean? Anyway, Life with Tiffany. But yeah, I'm trying to sort through through my shit, and you mean to tell me I gotta help you sort through your shit? That's not my responsibility, and it's not my job to re-educate someone who has been indoctrinated to be a racist in America. That's not my job. Well, and I would argue that that's not any Black person's job. So to my white friends, and to, I would say, before you call me or text me, look something up. You fucking come to the table with something to say more than be safe. Because my question is, if one more person tells me safe, where? Where? They walked in Breonna's house and shot her. And just so you know, that same fucking situation happened to me a few years ago. They walked into, I was at my cousin's house. They walked in there looking for somebody. We didn't even know who they were looking for. It was me and another female. Dragged us out of bed in our nightgowns. So my thing is, like, as I'm trying to process through that, and every day I see some new shit. There was a 13-year-old boy that was shot yesterday, in case you guys don't know that. They may not be talking about that on the news. 13. Now here's the story. They're going to tell you that, oh, he had a gun. He was fucking 13. And if you see, I saw the video, and there were at least four or five cars out there with grown men in it. Even if this little boy, because at 13, you're still a little boy. Even if this little boy did have a gun, you mean to tell me 6 grown, trained men could do nothing else but all of them open up their firearms? Shit. I mean, if you want to be honest, it only takes one fucking gun to kill. Why all of y'all gotta kill? Oh, Lord Jesus, triggered on a Wednesday. But like I said, it is not my job to re-educate someone who is racist or might think they're racist. Do your research. I am working on me. You work on you. And I think that's what we all have to do. Like, figure out what might be wrong with me that contributes to the toxic fucking lay of the land now. Do some research. Talk to another white person who might be more woke than you. I don't know. But please, if you want to help, when you do come and speak to your Black friends, don't look like, what do you want me to do? It's just like the guy who like keeps cheating on his wife. He's like, babe, I'm a sex addict. No, the fuck, you're not a sex addict. Even if you are, get yourself some help. Next topic. Let me be quiet before I wake up my baby. Alrighty, so TikTok. I spent like maybe the entire first half of quarantine on TikTok. I don't know why. I convinced myself that like if I do enough of the like the skits, will my manager think this counts as an acting course? Anyway, so we're all on TikTok. Everyone is doing, you're either doing the Savage Challenge, Bored in the House, you're doing the Stank Walk, which by the way started in the hood. You're doing all of these things that we brought you. Like we Black people gave you this. This is Black culture. I'm a savage. So when y'all know about a body roll, and then here we go, fucking losing more Black people. Even though TikTok literally kept us fucking going and entertained, Black DJs kept your minds right. Let's talk about DJ Nice. Like, how many of y'all were on there? How many? So it's like, we always talk about the Aunt Jemima and the Black mammies, but we never talk about what the fuck the Black men do for us. They keep us entertained and keep us happy. Just like they were doing on Instagram. And just we had chefs up there shepherding it up, talking about this is how you throw this down. Because some of y'all didn't know what to do. Low-key, some of y'all didn't even know how to pack for more than, how to grocery shop for more than a day. That's a whole other topic. And we had DJs keeping us alive. Then we had the music. Everyone's learning how to dance. And we're all singing these these hip hop songs that come from a culture that we have no fucking respect for, and I just don't understand it. For me, if I don't respect something, because there are things that we just don't respect. If I don't respect something, I don't associate with it. Period. Full stop. Like, if you want to be black, like, stop being mad. Just like show some respect, and maybe we'll give you a pass to the barbecue. Next topic. Why I felt it was important for 11 to go. This is a really, really important one. And I also want to show you all a picture about this. Let me just load this picture up real quick. Actually, I'm going to show this one. Think about which one I want to show. So I had a lot questions, concerned comments, confused faces about why I took 11 the first time I went to the protest. Let me just say this: I spend a good amount of time off of news medias because it just creates a lot of anxiety, and I just, y'all know what it is. A lot of these news outlets are just here fear mongering, and I'm not with it. So I honestly didn't know how bad they were appearing to be on the news. And then second to that, when I did kind of tune in a little bit and realize, oh shit, it is going down. At that point, I realized, like, oh, okay, but it's not New York. And then a close friend of mine, Paul Madejon, I have a private chat. He let me know that they were doing one in Harlem. And I, at that point I asked him, I was like, Paul, like, you think, this is before we knew that there is a difference between looters and protesters. So I said to him, like, Paul, someone posted something in Minnesota want to protest. You think it's going to get live like that here? And to be honest with you, we kind of made the joke. We're like, first of all, this is like, because I went to the one that started in Harlem. We were like, first of all, this is Harlem. Black people not fucking with Harlem. Just like there's one picture I saw somewhere where they were like protesters or burning businesses. They burned Popeyes. Who? That's when I for sure knew that something was going on. Because let me tell you, black folks aren't fucking with Popeyes. We're not doing it. We're just not. So I'm just like throwing in a little comic relief. But initially, I didn't know how serious it was. Two, it was starting in Harlem. And not just that it was in Harlem. It was in the State Building. And I've been to so many rallies before in the State Building. And here's the thing, like, folks think that this is rallies just started for Black people because they end years. No, they did not. They never did. And especially if you happen to live in a Black hub, it's like something that always goes on. So it's quite normal to me. Actually, in the summer, for what you guys don't know is the State Building, I think is every Thursday or Friday. They have events there. So it's like, it's a thing where Black people are used to going to either amplify their voices or to be educated. So that was the first thing. Then it became a situation of, let me blow this up, where I said to myself, you know what? I'm trying to explain to him what's going on, what he hears. Because at this point, it's like the energy, even if there is no protest near us, we live in New York City, the energy is here. You can, and he's very intuitive. He knows when something's going on. Also, he knows if mommy's like jacking on her phone, trying to see a video, he knows something's going on. And for the first time, I just felt like I only had a broken space to, that I was coming from. The first night, it was just like, African American men are under attack. And I thought about, what do I tell him to protect himself? Like, do I say, simple things like, don't go out past this time. Don't go to that side of town. Baby, this shit can happen to you when you're sleeping in your bed. And when I realized that, I realized, as his mother, the only way for me to be able to look him in his eyes every night when I put him to sleep and tell him that everyone's after him is I'm also going to tell him, but mommy fights back for you. So that's why I had to go, because I needed to be able to look 11 in the eyes, and the next day or the next time I spoke to him about someone trying to comfort him, I needed him to understand that although they are coming for you, mommy, just fucking let them know that if they do, I'm gonna come for them, because my job is to protect him. So I wanted to share that story to anyone who might judge my decision. Where is this safe for a Black boy? Where? I also think it's important to show the humanity. Like, when you look at protests across like centuries, countries, when the women and the children show up, are you really going to shoot us down? Women and children, are we? And there's a photo going around right now of a little boy on the shoulders of a man. This boy was about 4 or 5 years old. And these fucking monsters have rifles. Rifles in the face of a 4-year-old boy. I want to show you guys another picture. I didn't think, I said before I came on here, like, I'm not going to show this picture, but bigger than that, I'm also not going to live in fear. So I'm going to show you this picture. I'm going to talk to you about why what this means to me and why I wanted to show this picture. Like I said, I had a very hard time after watching one of the last couple of videos that came out. And it was important for me that 11 not only saw a vision or a version of himself on the floor, I wanted him, let me make sure you guys can see to stream, okay. I wanted him to also see a version of himself fight back. That was very important to me. And I don't trust the news or the media to do it. Also, if you know me, you know I'm very deeply spiritual, and I believe in energy. And I wanted him, I felt so broken the night before when I had to tell him, 10 years from now, you might be targeted. And what can mommy do? You might be targeted for nothing that you do. So for him, I needed to take him because I needed to let him know that we do fight back. We do have a voice. And look at us in our glory. And I wanted him to know what it felt like to put up your fist in your community. And not just like put up your fist on any day, but like put up your fist when you're like, you know what I mean? Like, for real. So yeah, that's the reason why I took him. It was twofold. It was, I needed for him to see and experience what it feels like and what it looks like when we fight back. And for me, I needed to do something with I'm very proactive. I needed to do something with all of this energy, and I needed to be comfortable explaining to him that this is your position in this world. I didn't feel comfortable just saying this is what's going to happen to you, and then just sitting back. His mother's a fighter. He knows that. So yeah, that's why I felt it was important to bring 11. I think it's important for more women and children to show up. I think about, years ago when there was a protest in Egypt and women showed up and they created a line at the front of the line, because we know, like, put the men behind us. If it's that kind of war, like, oh man, y'all go up front, but it's not that kind of war. You know what I mean? So you put the women up front and you stand there and you look the opposers in the eye and you say, you fucking animals, you really gonna shoot women and children? So to anyone that says, why did you bring 11? Let me ask you this, where the fuck is my black son safe? And if you've never had to sit down and explain to a little black boy what it means to be a black boy in this country, log off. Next topic. Okay. This one is really kind of like for you guys. Like, okay, so I just talked to you about how, like, me trying to explain to my 4-year-old, like, this is America. What do you all say? Like, drop me something in the private chats. If you have my email, drop me an email. If we are connected on Facebook, send me a message. If you are just tuning in, I am live on Facebook, but I'm not straight through Facebook. I'm using an app. So if you are sending me a message right now, whether it be through Facebook or email or phone, I am logged out of that world. So I will not be getting it, but I will get it after. And just, I just want to know some best practices. Excuse me, my nose is running. I just want to know some best practices. What are you all telling your black sons, whether they're little boys, or what did you tell your little boys years ago? And I mean little boys. Like, there's, I guess decent. I don't really know because I don't look it up because it's not my world. But I'm assuming there's a decent amount of information for, like, what do you tell a teenage boy? But how do you begin to prepare a little one for this? And let me be clear, it is very important to start that conversation with them, because I have seen myself pull up to black moms, pull up to any kind of read along in a certain neighborhood with your little black boy, and you will see what I'm talking about. I've seen some things and had to check a few Karens because they're always out here. Next topic. The blackout critics. Okay, so yesterday was Blackout Tuesday, which is why I'm now live with Trigger Tuesdays on Wednesday. To be honest, I didn't really know what Blackout Tuesday was about. I didn't know. Ooh, my makeup is running. Not my makeup, I don't normally wear eyeliner, but I did today for some reason. I don't know. And, like, I teared up and now it's running. Anyway, I didn't really know what it was about or that it was happening. I'm really happy to see that the word did spread quickly and that it happened. And then I started to see, like, a bunch of critics, and I was like, here we go. Yes, I get it. It may not work. Maybe it definitely won't work. But you know what else won't work? Your criticism. What is the point of criticizing any action or movement by a whole group of people dedicated to a positive cause? Now, I understand that it did come across looking like a bunch of black squares when just the day before we were all, like, pumping out information. But instead of criticizing, like, sometimes it's like important to, like, black out, whether it be on social media or wherever. Go behind the scenes and plan your ass off. Okay, like, first of all, guys, anytime I'm quiet, I'm like this. You remember Medea when she was like, ooh, like, that's what we should have been doing. So instead, and here's the thing, like, I don't agree with necessarily everything that's happening, but I won't be making any public statements about it because Unity. Next topic. No, I'm not proud of white people showing up. I am proud of Black people showing up because there is an inherent danger there. So, is her name Rothwell? Kareen? Well, I can't get my fashion people right, but there's a major fashion woman yesterday who made, like, she posted a picture and she has like this, I don't know if it's a Black friend or mono. She's like, she's not Black, she's my friend. Bitch, I am blackity black, black, black. Like, don't try to take away my Blackness just to be your friend. Even that, y'all, there are reasons why I started a show called Trigger Tuesdays. Like, did she really just say she's not Black, she's my friend? What the fuck does that mean? That's like when people used to say, oh, you cute for Black. Oh, you pretty for being so dark. What? Anyway, what I mean with this topic is, while I appreciate white people showing up, I do. And I do think it's important that we have our allies. And I commend y'all. And to be honest, when I went, you know, some of the white people there were some of the loudest people. But you know what? You should be the loudest because you have room that we don't necessarily have. So when I say that I'm not proud of you, it just means I am more proud of Black people showing up, because that shit literally could mean life or death for us. So let's just be very clear that we, although we are both protesting for, although we both have the same goal, our protests are very different. Next topic. Oh, so again, clearly the posts were getting to me. So I'm seeing a lot of square Black posts. But I really just think it's because it's socially acceptable, low-key required to, you know, say I have a Black friend. I mean, 2020, post a Black square. But do you really mean it if, like, it's followed by your kale salad? Next topic. Like, I love Black people. Anyway, so hi, here's my selfie. Here I am. Like, keep your Black square. We don't need that. Anyway, stay safe where? So I had a funny conversation with my bestie last night about this. And even she was just like she said it. And then I think she thought about it and was like, I don't even know why I just said that to you. I realized it doesn't even make sense. But then in her defense, it's also like, well, what? I get it. Like, what do you say? So the joke is, she's like, oh, you know, stay safe. And my response to her was, where? Jogging, exercising, at home, going to work, going, like, where? In my car. Literally. And to be clear, I don't know if this is a topic that I'm going to get to. Ask your Black friends what they have been through. Y'all, like, one of the things that I appreciate the most about being Black is that shit doesn't show on my face. Like, stress doesn't show. I'm about to be 38 years old next month, and I'm so happy that I do not look like what I've been through. I am so happy that if you do see any Blackness around my eyes, it's because I decided to use the wrong eyeliner tonight. That's it. But what I'm trying to get at here is, trust me, each and every one of your Black friends has a story. And when I say story, I mean a story. So what I mentioned to my bestie last night is that and the funny thing is, like, it's so normalized for me as a Black woman that, like, I never even mentioned it until last night. The situation that happened with Breonna Taylor happened to me. I mentioned this earlier. It happened to me and a relative on a rainy night. I'll never forget. We were in our nightgowns. And you know what else stuck out to me is that all these men walked into this home, and once they realized that there were three people there. I was about 22. My cousin was about 26, and there was a 3-year-old baby girl with us. I'm thinking if I were a man or a dude and I walked into a house thinking that I was going to find some type of criminals and I only see 3 women. Well, once I contain the 3 women and I have them, whether it be in a corner and they can tell that we're not trying to like, I don't know, trying to get out the house or whatever it is while they like search the house. Show some fucking respect. Can I have a blanket? Like, we're sitting here like nightgowns, my cousin's a little well endowed, titties hanging out. No respect. Because you still fucking see us as 3/5 of a human, which is an animal, not a human. I don't care what anyone says. That's what it is. Next topic. You remember that movie Taken where Liam Neeson was like, I would find you and kill you if you do. Remember that? And it was all, and his daughter wasn't even fucking dead. His daughter was only kidnapped, and he went off, and we loved it, and it was a good movie. Well, here are Black people going off because y'all keep fucking killing us, and y'all are mad. Y'all are mad. Y'all are mad. And the funny thing is, and when I say y'all, I'm being facetious. I'm not saying y'all. Maybe it is y'all. I don't know. Like, you can say what you want to me in a text or post. So I'm gonna just say fucking y'all for now. Because like I'm tired of fucking having to also critique myself so I don't make anyone else uncomfortable. If you are uncomfortable, be uncomfortable. Welcome to the club. So like I was saying, in the movie Taken, Liam Neeson goes off when something happens to his son. And here we are, 400 years later, at the tippy-toe edge of going off for what has happened to all of our sons and daughters. And everyone's looking at us like, oh my God, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. I see 14 people here. I don't know who you are, but let's be very clear. What would you do if someone murdered your child? And how come Black people don't have the right to go off like a character in Taken? Nick, are you trying to go live with me? Hi, Nick. I'm not sure if you were trying to go live with me. I can't hear you. I'm going to unmute you now. Can't unmute your guests because they chose to mute themselves. Okay, so Nick, I think you weren't trying to go live with me, so I'm going to take you out of the stream. Like I said, it's my first time using this stream, but I don't know, guys. I kind of like it for my first time. Anyway, so just to wrap up that last topic, I thought it was really interesting. Like, Liam Neeson can go off and hunt people down internationally and like literally their necks, but Black people go off 400, 500 years later because of some next topic. Because like, yeah, what more do I have to explain? Like, if we are animals and you're taking my cub. Next topic. Where are the influencers? Like Kendall Jenner. Hi, what are you doing? Like, remember that commercial where she like pulled up, there was some Ryan, and she was like, oh my God, here's a Coke, or was it Pepsi? I don't know. People who have this massive voice. Where are you? Oh, and if you only posted one Black square, I still have a question for you. Where are you? Anyway, that concludes all of my topics for tonight. I'm so happy that you all joined me. I hope you enjoyed Trigger Tuesdays. Like I said, I know it's Wednesday, but hold on a second. Let me type a note that I want to share with you guys. Live at 9 on, because I'm having an after party. If you guys want to come, I'm just typing up the information for it right here, right now. Sure. So like I said, I really hope you guys enjoyed it. This is week 9. It's my first week doing this on Facebook, but I will be here going live at 8 next Tuesday, because the show is called Trigger Tuesdays, and this was Wicked World Wednesdays. Thank you all so very much. I love you. Check on your Black friends. And when you're not checking on your Black friends, educate yourself. Have something to bring to the conversation when you meet with your Black friends. And maybe we'll discuss what that should or could be next Tuesday. Bye. Thank you so very much. Oh, and if you're down, meet me in 5 minutes on Instagram. Bye.